All right, today we are going to be working on section 3.2 called Estimating Products and Quotients. So remember, products means the answer of a multiplication problem, and quotients means the answer of a division problem. All right, so when we are estimating products or multiplication, we are first going to round. Then we are going to multiply second. Now this is important because if you multiply them first and then you round, you will get a different answer as to if you round first, then multiply. So let's try a few examples. Following our, well, first let me write it down, I guess. 4 and 72/100ths times 1 and 8/10ths. So first I'm going to round them. I would say, well, if we look at our 7, right here, we have a 7. It's going to round up. So that's going to round up to a 5 times 1 and 8/10ths. If I look at the 8's going to round the 1 up. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. 5 times 2, I'm going to get 10. And we're good to go. Let's try a couple more examples. Here is number 2. 17 and 2/100ths times 3 and 78/100ths. Okay, I would round 17 and 2/100ths to 17. And then I would multiply that by, if I look at the 7, I see it's larger than 5. So that means we have to round the 3 up. So I would multiply that by 4. And then I would just have to solve 17 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. So my answer would be 68. And I really want you to pay attention to how I'm showing my work on this video. My first step is I show what I'm going to round when I'm multiplying. My second step is I multiply it. Round first, multiply second. So that's important that you show me your work. If you need to do some scratch work on the side, that's fine. Just make sure it's on the side and it doesn't mess up your nice line, nice line, nice line. Okay, that's what I want to see, is really nice rows that show your work. Let's try one more example of this. 8 and 25/100ths times 19 and 8/100ths. Okay, so if I look at my 2, it's not going to round the 8 up, so 8's going to stay the same. 8 times, then I'm going to look at my 8 and say, does that round up or does that round down? The 8 does round up, so that means this 19 is going to become a 20. Now I can do my scratch work on the side. 20 times 8. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 2 is 16. So my answer is 160 for my estimate. Again, I rounded first, then I multiplied. Make sure you show me these steps on your homework when you're showing your work. All right, so now the second part is how to estimate quotients. And how we do that is we are going to round to compatible numbers first. Okay, that's our first point. And then we are going to divide second. Now, I talked about this in 3.1 video. Compatible numbers are numbers that you know are easy to divide. So we'll talk about that a little more in the examples, but there are numbers, basically, that are just easy to divide. So here, let's try a few examples here, and then we can kind of talk about it more. So here's our example. First one is 38 and 9/10 divided by 1 and 79/100. Okay, so my instinct would be to look at the 9, round the 8 up to get 39 divided by, I'd look at the 7, round it up, 2. But here's what I know. I know 2 doesn't go into 39 evenly. It does go into it pretty easy, but we want something that's going to go evenly that we can do in our head. So we are not going to do 39 and 2. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to look at this, and yeah, I want to do it into 2 because I can divide things by 2 easily. So I'm going to change that 1 and 79/100 into a 2. And then I have to figure out what number is close to this that easily divides by 2 that I can do in my head. And I saw it originally rounded to 39, so I'm going to bump that up and I'm going to bump it up to 40 because I know that 40 divided by 2 is 20 and I can do it really quick in my head. So this is using compatible numbers. We did it a lot last year in 6th grade and we're going to use it for when we divide quotients. We didn't use it when we when we multiplied numbers. We rounded normally, but when we divide numbers, we want to make sure we use compatible numbers, which is just numbers that are easy to divide. Let's try another example. Our second example is 11 and 95/100 divided by 4 and 25/100. Okay, so right now I'm seeing I'd probably round this one down to a 4. And then I'm thinking, what number is really close to 11 and 95/100 that would easily divide by 4? Let's count up. 4, 8, 12. Whoop, there we go. 12 is very close to 11 and 95/100, so we're going to use 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. I can do that quick in my head. That's the key for compatible numbers. Numbers that are easy to divide. 12 divided by 4 is easy. We know it. If I had rounded this one to 11 divided by 4, then we would have had some problems. So that's why we want to use compatible numbers so that we can easily divide it in our heads. Let's try a third example. 82 and 52/100 divided by 4 and 25/100. Okay, now this one we got to think about a little bit. I'm going to round that one to 4 because I like 4. It's even, it's easy to work with. Bring down my divided by sign. Now I have to think what numbers close to 82 and 52/100 that 4 goes into. And the number that I like is the number 80. 80 divided by 4. I easily can tell that that is 20, and that's an easy number to figure out. Okay, so that's what I want to do for this one. 80 divided by 4 is 20. Okay, I could have done something like 84, but I think that would have made me have to think more. Whereas if I just do 80, I can do it in my head. So we want to just find numbers that are easy to work with. All right, the next one, we are going to talk a little more about how to use estimates to check if your answer is reasonable. Number 2. 17 and 931 thousandths divided by 8 and 34 hundredths equals 2 and 15 hundredths. Again, we have to tell if this is a reasonable answer, and how we're going to figure that out is by estimating. Okay, so first off, I'm going to look at my second number because I just think that's easier. 8 and 34 hundredths, let's round it to 8. I like 8, it's a nice, easy number to work with. Okay, so now let's see what number is close to 17 and 931 thousandths that is divisible by 8. Okay, let's count 8, then up to 16. Well, there we go. 16 is really close to 17 and 931 thousandths. So 16 divided by 8 equals 2. So is 2 and 15 hundredths a good answer? Is it close to the right answer? Yes. I'll let you get away with this. You can write yes, semicolon. 2 is close to 2 and 15 hundredths. Okay, so this shows me you did the work, and this shows me that you are comparing it to the original answer. I will let you get away with just writing this. Much shorter than what we wrote last time. So let's try number 3 so we can get it down one last time. 194 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. So we would write about 388. 388. Put a box around this whole thing right here and call it good. For this set of problems, I want you to do problems 1 through 33. Problems 1 through 33 on page 134. Okay, so I got you started, did one problem from each set to kind of get you ready to go on that. So please remember, you can come and ask me for help, ask me if you have a question, and thank you for watching.